guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a 24-hour reading challenge. I'm going to be doing the timer method because I don't think I could stay up for 24 solid hours and still function to be able to read. So I'm very excited. I did one of these, I think a couple months ago, and I actually had a lot of fun filming it. And I actually got a lot of reading done, and it's another long weekend this weekend for me. So I'm hoping to finish these 24 hours by the end of Monday, and today is Saturday. So hopefully I can get a bunch of reading in, and I picked out some really good books to read. So let's jump into the books that I'm going to be trying to read. We'll see how many of them I can get through. The first book that I'm going to be starting with, because I'm already, I think, 115 pages in, is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab, which is the second book in the Villains series. I loved Vicious so much, so I'm very excited and I'm really enjoying Vengeful, so very stoked to be reading this book. And then just for a little breakup, I got Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I'm very excited to start this, and I've heard really good things about the series, and I'm super stoked to just kind of jump into it. So I figure it's a nice romance. I know it's not like rom-com, like I'm pretty sure it's like a very heavy, like it's like kind of toxic, like people say it's like Gossip Girl but people in the UK, and I'm here for that. I absolutely love Gossip Girl. The second book in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Killer Instincts, just because these books are very fast reads. Her books are always very fast reads, and I loved the Naturals, and I think this would just be a really good book to kind of get me through, you know, a solid couple hours without even like blinking, because her chapters are super short. Her writing is super easy to just kind of blow through. And like I said, I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm super excited to pick up the second one. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. So I am picking this book just in case I kind of want like a thriller moment, and I've heard a lot of really good things about this book, and I'm super excited to kind of pick it up. And it's a pretty short book as well. I think it's like less than 350 pages, so very excited about this one. And like I said, it'll just be like a nice kind of change of pace to pick this one up. And then just in case I want some sort of different like media, I also have Yona of the Dawn Volume 4. Just a nice little manga to kind of switch up the media that I am reading. So I wanted to have like kind of just like a nice mixed genre. And finally, this is going to be my audiobook, but I do have the physical book, so I just want to show you because I love these covers. I want to start my reread of Harry Potter this year. My goal is to finish all of them before the end of the year, so between now and December. So I want to try and listen to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And if I feel like picking up the physical book, obviously I will go ahead and do that. I just love this series so much, and I've missed it like crazy, and I'm very excited to kind of jump back into the HP world. And I don't think I didn't even have my channel really when I read it the first time, so I'm kind of excited to film my reactions, you know, the second go around. So like I said, this is mostly going to be my audiobook, you know, when I'm driving or if I'm like doing stuff around the house. Like this will be what I listen to while beat bopping around. So yeah, so that's a good time for that. So these are hopefully going to be my reads, and I'm very excited to jump on in and take you guys with me again for this 24-hour reading challenge. We'll see how many of these books I can read. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little later. Hey guys, so I wanted to just film a quick update. So I am at 19 hours and 42 minutes in my timer, which means I have read for about 4 hours and 15 minutes. So as far as book updates, I have read about 50 pages of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Well, listened to it on audio while I was doing stuff. The first 3 chapters. So I think I'm about like 46 pages in or so. And then as far as Vengeful goes, I have read about 140 pages of this so far today. So overall, I'm at about 200-ish pages between the 2 books. I'm loving both of them, having such a fun time. Obviously, I'm loving my reread of Harry Potter. I mean, hello, it's Harry Potter. And then as far as Vengeful, I'm just loving the whole villains duology. I genuinely just am like obsessed with it. So I'm having such a fun time. I'm just loving like reading about the characters, learning new things about the characters, learning about new characters, and it's just so cool. And I just am having such a fun time. Obviously I can't talk too much about it because it's the second book in the duology. So but yeah, so that's the update for now. I'm hoping to get I want to finish Vengeful today. That's a goal. And I would like to start another book. I think I'm going to start The Last Word by Taylor Adams. And that could be like my nighttime read. So like I'll read it hopefully for like an hour or two tonight, and then the same thing tomorrow night. Just because it's like a thriller book, so I know it'll probably keep me enthralled, but also like nice creepy reading at night. We shall see. My goal for each day, because I'm doing this over Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, is to read at least 8 hours each day, so that I'm spanning it out and I'm not like, losing like sleep or anything like that with the challenge. So that's the goal. But if I can, I'd like to read more than 8 hours today and tomorrow, so that way on Monday, like, I don't have to do too much. Like, we're going to my dad's house for like a family picnic, so if I like don't have to worry about reading on Monday like as much, that would be lovely. But if I do, I'll make it happen. So yeah, so that's the goal. Another check-in once I hit my 8-hour mark and let you guys know where I'm at. And yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Hey guys, so I wanted to film a quick time check-in / update. So I am at 15.5 hours left, which means I have read for 8.5 hours, and I have officially just finished Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I'm gonna give all the ratings of all the books I read at the end of the video, but overall it was really good. I liked it. Interesting way it wrapped up. Again, I just loved the premise of these two books. Again, this is the Villains duology. So the first one is Vicious, and then this one is Vengeful. And without getting into too much detail, the series itself is about these two friends from college who end up working on a scientific thesis together about the called extraordinaries, EOs for short, who after they have a certain experience end up with certain abilities and powers. And so you're exploring these two characters' journey with that, plus there are just many POVs from different points in time. You're getting a bunch of characters' POVs, again, from a bunch of different timelines, and it was just so good. I absolutely loved the first book. Like, the first book was just amazing. The second book, I feel like there wasn't as much going on. It was still really good, but I just felt like there wasn't as many, like, not necessarily plot twists, but I didn't really feel like I was encapsulated the whole time. Like, I had such a fun time reading it, and I kept wanting to read, and V.E. Schwab's writing style really like gets you hooked and like keeps you hooked. And like I said, you're in this book, you're getting a few different characters' POVs, and super great. You're getting more background on one of the other characters, which was like really interesting. So overall, it's definitely still a really good book. I just feel like because you were already like super into the story, and like there wasn't a lot of plot twists, but there was still a lot happening. But again, still super good. Loved it. In the 8.5-hour period, I read 361 pages of this, and then 46 pages of Harry Potter. So total, I've read like 407 pages, I think, in 8.5 hours. So we're right around like 45-50 pages an hour, which is typically what I read, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, so it is currently midnight, a little after midnight. I'm gonna try to stay up for like another at least 2 hours, so I'm going to go pick up my next book. So let's head on over and take a look at what we're gonna choose. Okay, so not great lighting, but these are the next 4 books that I have to choose from. So I'm gonna pick one of these to start. So I don't know, I'm kind of wanting to really start Magnolia Parks by Jesse Hastings, but I also really want to read The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and I think that this would be like a good book for like right now, because it gives me spooky vibes because we're, you know, in the nighttime. But I really want to read Magnolia Parks. I feel like that's gonna like get me hooked. But this is like obviously a mystery book. I don't really know too much about it. I know that I think you're following the main character is a reader, and she ends up reading this book, and she's, I think, house sitting for someone, and so she's like out in this, I think it's like a deserted area, so like she's not around a lot of people, but so she ends up reading this book and like leaving a 1-star review on whatever like reviewing site that they have in this book. And then like weird things starts happening, and so then she thinks that like the author is actually like coming after her. I think it's a her. I don't even know the main character. Yeah, Emma. So she thinks that like the author is like coming after her, and like I said, all these weird things are like happening. So I think it'd be super interesting. Destiny Sidwell has talked about this book and like really loved it. I think Haley Pham also talked about it and liked it. I honestly haven't really read a thriller like in a while, so this could be a good pick. And so then I can read this some tonight and then some tomorrow night, and then like during the day tomorrow pick up Magnolia Park. So I think that's gonna be the plan. Then I will check in tomorrow morning before I start my reading journey for the day. Hey friends, so I figured I would film a quick update because I never filmed one last night because I fell asleep. Well, I went to sleep. I didn't really fall asleep, but I made some decent progress. So I have 14 hours and 5 minutes left on my timer. So yesterday I read for 10 hours, just about, which is good because that means I hit over my 8-hour goal, and it was great. I went to bed around 2 a.m. Woke up at 9. It is currently noon, and I'm now just starting because I had to film my reading wrap up this morning. So, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update. This sun right now is, I don't know what it's giving, but it ain't giving it. Anyway, so we have The Last Word by Taylor Adams. So last night I made it up to chapter 6, page 64. I'm actually loving this. Like I said, because I was reading it like, at night, like by myself, like dark spooky vibes, I was getting so freaked out. I was getting so paranoid. I was like, oh my god, what if I looked out this window and I just saw a face? I would cry. So it succeeded in doing its job. So I'm probably gonna try to start reading this a little bit sooner, like tonight, than like the last hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna probably try to finish, like read this for like the last 4 hours of my challenge. That way I can like try to finish this book tonight. And then the book I'm reading for the most of the day today, I'm gonna be starting Magnolia Parks by Jessica Hastings, and I'm so excited. So this book I think is like 400 pages. 430 pages. So we shall see how far I get into this book. I should be able to finish it today if I have to read for like 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to try to read this for like 4 or 5 hours. And then again, I'm going to try to hit over. I don't think I'm going to read for all 14 hours today. It's like I said, it's already noon. But I'm going to try to read again until like probably like 2 or so. So we shall see. But those are the reading plans, reading updates. So let's jump on into this bad boy. So I wanted to film a quick update as far as where I'm at, as far as time, pages, all that good stuff, books. So I have 6 hours and 55 minutes left in my 24-hour reading challenge. So I started the day at 14 hours, I think, and 5 minutes. So I have read for about 7 hours today, if my math is mathing. I kind of look a hot mess, so that made it worse. So about 7 hours. I have gotten up to chapter 8, page 131 of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I started out on page 46. It's where I left off yesterday. And then I started Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and I am on page 216, chapter 32 of this book. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. First 100 pages was iffy. I was pretty close to DNFing it. I just wasn't a huge fan. I don't know what it was. Just BJ Magnolia, I think. I just wasn't like the biggest fan. But once this other part kind of happened, I think it just kind of shows a little bit more about Magnolia herself, and then you're diving a little deeper into this story. So I'm glad I kept reading it. Like I said, I'm literally exactly halfway through, and I'm having a pretty good time. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series yet, but we shall see how I feel about it. But yeah, again, so halfway through this, I read 216 pages of this. And I'm currently still reading because I'm planning on reading probably for like another hour and a half, 2 hours tonight. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I am on part 2, page 92. And I ended this on page 65 yesterday. So like I said, I just started, reading got back into this maybe like 20-30 minutes ago. So that's kind of where I'm at so far. I am thoroughly enjoying this. There's some super I don't know, there's some things where I'm reading and I'm like, is this plausible? But obviously it's just a fun work of fiction. And so I'm just enjoying the ride. I don't normally read a lot of thriller books, so I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying it all along for the ride. So my update for now, we are 3 books in, and I'm having a good time. And like I said, Magnolia Parks is looking up. Obviously my HP, I love HP so much, so I'm having such a wonderful time re-listening and reading that. And The Last Word, I'm having a good time as well. So I don't think I'm going to touch base again tonight. I will probably touch base in the morning before I get started. Now, tomorrow is the holiday, and I actually have quite a bit of plans. So we are going to our friend's house in the morning for brunch, which I'm very excited because we're meeting their new puppy. And I cannot wait. But they are being amazing, and they're actually cooking us a brunch, which I'm just very excited for. And then we are going to my dad's house for a little picnic with my dad, my stepmom, and her family. And so it's gonna be a good time. So I don't have too much time to read, which is why I'm trying to get as much time in tonight. Like I said, I have about 7 hours left, so I'm hoping to get that down to 5. That way tomorrow I can read for 5 hours, pretty much no problem. So yeah, and hopefully I don't get too freaked out with this book, because last night I was like, I'm hearing sounds. I don't want to see anything weird or sketchy. So I'm literally sitting in my house. All my lights are on. I've got ambient music playing because I can't sit in the silence. And that's where I'm at with that. So I'm about to go sit on my couch with my sugar-free Dr. P and dive into this book for hopefully another hour or 2. And I will touch base with you guys in the morning. Hello, everyone. So figured I'd film a quick update because we have some developments. So today is actually Tuesday. I did not read at all yesterday. I actually fell asleep while reading Magnolia Parks when we got home from my dad's house. So we got home, I want to say a little after 4, and I sat down on the couch, got Magnolia, read a page, and I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm just going to close my eyes for a second. Luckily, I did pause the timer, and then I fell asleep for an hour. So by the time I woke up, I don't even know what time it was. Might have even been longer than an hour. I think it was 6:30. And then I had to eat dinner, and then my friend came over to bring me a birthday gift. So no reading happened yesterday besides a couple pages of Magnolia. So, but today, so I actually finished Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Loved it. Oh my god, it felt so good being back in HP. Like, I genuinely am so excited to do like the full reread. I don't know if I'll be able to finish like the full almost 3 hours because I have to work in the morning, so I typically go to bed at like 10 o'clock, but we'll see how I'm feeling. But my goal, The Last Word by Taylor Adams, my goal is to finish this bad boy within the 2 hours and 42 minutes. So if I can finish this tonight, I will be very happy. I am exactly halfway through. I'm on page 167. So we'll see. I'm liking it. I'm having a fun time. Lots of things are happening. Our main character, Emma, I'm liking her a lot. I like that she's not like panicking in this situation, because let me tell you what, if this was me, I would be full-blown panic mode. 100%. Like, she's calm, cool, and collected. I'm the opposite. I'm doing a 180. Okay, that's not me. That'll never be me. I literally could never. Like I said, even reading this book the other day, it was freaking me out. Because, like, just the synopsis of this book, like the whole premise of like the house situation, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like what's happening is like a fear of mine, like literally one of my biggest fears. So it's like, Sabrina, why would you then read a book about it? Because maybe I want to be scared sometimes when it's fiction. So anyway, so yeah, that's the update. So I finished Harry Potter, looking to finish this tonight. I have 2 hours and 42 minutes left of my 24-hour challenge, and I did not read anything yesterday besides one whole page of Magnolia Parks. So there is that. So let's jump on in and, like I said, try to finish this bad boy up tonight. Hey guys, so I'm looking a hot mess, but just finished The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and I have 18 minutes and 55 seconds left, so I'm gonna try to read just some more of Magnolia Parks. Obviously not gonna finish it because I'm just like halfway, so I'll try to get like maybe like another chapter or so in, and then we will wrap this video up probably tomorrow. I'll do like page breakdown, book breakdown, thoughts on all the books, etc. So this will probably be my final check-in for the night, but I did just want to let you guys know that I finished The Last Word with 18 minutes and 55 seconds to spare, and I'm going to spend those last almost 20 minutes reading Magnolia Parks. Guys, so I wanted to just film the end of the video, quick wrap up, because I did finish my 24 hours last night. So I had a lot of fun filming this challenge as usual. I actually think I had more fun this time than I did last time, and I actually read a bit more page wise, and I don't know why. I think last time, because I actually had quite a few plans, so I think it was like spaced out over more days, and I didn't have a lot of time to like solidly sit and like just read. Like, I specifically did not make a lot of plans, like any plans for like Saturday and Sunday this weekend, so that I could like literally just film this. So, but yeah, so let's talk about the books that I read and jump into that. I read 4 books. I didn't complete 4 books. I read 4 books. I completed 3 books. So let's jump into these. So the first one I finished is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This book was, excuse me, this book was 478 pages. I started out the challenge with this book and I was already 117 pages in. So I read 361 pages of this. I loved this book so much. I rated it 4 stars. This book you're following Eli and Victor. This is the second book in the Villains series by V.E. Schwab. This follows Vicious, and I just had such a good time. Obviously, I can't talk too much about it just without giving stuff from the first book away, but it was really, really good. I just loved seeing these characters again, and you're also diving more into the EO world, and you're like seeing a bunch more characters that have these abilities. And I just liked learning about their backstories, how they got these abilities, things like that. It was really, really good. So I gave this book 4 stars. I think I definitely liked the first one a little bit more. I think I gave that one a 4.5 stars. But overall, really good duology, and I am excited to read more by V.E. Schwab for sure. I finished my reread of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I was so happy to be back in the HP world. I could already tell, like, this is literally going to be like a comfort series, like a reread, re-listen, you know, just so that I'm like in that world for the last couple months of the year. Again, absolutely loved it. As far as like ratings, so I'm probably, when I reread these, I'm probably going to stick with my initial ratings for all the books. So it was a 3-star when I first read it, but as far as like nostalgia and just like being in the world again, I give this thing a 5-star. Like making me happy, but just overall, it's literally the first book in like a 7-book series, and it's one of the shorter ones, but I love getting introduced to the characters. So yeah, so I definitely had such a good time rereading this. I listened to this on audio. I didn't read the physical book, but yeah, either way, was really good. 309 pages. And the last book that I completely finished was The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I gave this book a 3-star. It was a fun thriller, and I definitely had a fun time reading it. Kept me kind of intrigued the entire way. I read it pretty quickly. And like I said, I think I talked about this a little bit, what this book follows, but you're just following this main character, Emma, who is house sitting for someone on like this it's like a off-season beach house, and where she starts noticing weird things, and she thinks it's an author of a book that she left a 1-star review for on Amazon, and like they got into it on Amazon reviewing, and so she thinks that this author is like coming after her. It was really good. There were definitely some twists. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite thriller. I like the first half of it more, like the anticipation of everything, because once something happens in the book, you kind of lose that anticipation a little bit. But overall, definitely still really good. If you like reading thrillers, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I do think I'm going to check out Taylor Adams' other books. I know that he wrote No Exit, and Destiny also really liked that book, so I think I'm going to check that out. So I did complete this book, and this book is 337 pages. And I started Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and I got to page 230 during this challenge. I did not like the first 100 pages of this book. The second 100 pages was okay. I was definitely getting more attached. Literally, I ended up staying up, I think, an extra like 45 minutes to an hour last night after my timer, because from where I left off on like page like 230 to where I finished off, I literally could not stop reading it. I was like, oh, the next chapter is only a couple pages, I'm just gonna read it. So it definitely like kept me hooked, and I had a really good time, or I am having a really good time. So in this book, you're pretty much just following Magnolia and BJ, and they have this like really interesting relationship, and you know, with things that have happened in the past. People describe this as like Gossip Girl in London, and I 100% stand by that. I don't want to give too much away about the book, and there's honestly not like a whole lot of plot going on. It's honestly just like about these crazy like rich characters and kind of their lives and Magnolia and BJ's relationship throughout the whole thing. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't really know what I'm gonna rate it, but I'm having a good time while I'm reading it. And yeah, I already ordered the second book, which is about another character Daisy hates, and then you get the next book for Magnolia. So that's exciting. This was 1,242 pages in 24 hours, which is about, I think, 50 pages an hour, which is typically what I do read. So I was on par with what I normally read. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun filming it, and I got a lot of books read. So that's what I like to see. So that's always a fun time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below if you enjoy the 24-hour reading challenge videos. I would definitely like to do more of them. I just typically save them for like when I have long weekends at work and things like that. But let me know down below if you like them, any other videos you'd like to see, and I will catch you guys in the next video.